G'day Internet and welcome back to another video. So I'm not a huge Star Wars Black Series collector. I have some, mostly original series stuff, but the new Mandalorian series has kind of piqued my interest. My take on the prequels and the modern stuff is like, I think the last series I properly enjoyed was probably Star Wars Rebels. But I do like the new Mandalorian series, and we're only, 5 episodes in at the time of recording this, but I like it. I like the feel and I like the characters. And so I've already managed to pick up a couple. I've got the Mandalorian and I've got Cara Dune. I'm yet to try and find an IG-11. But this morning I picked up the Heavy Infantry Mandalorian, and he looks like a pretty cool figure. Now he's number 2 in their new Deluxe series because I guess they didn't count the Gamorrean Guard, maybe? So here he is, and let's take a look at him. And here he is in his box. We get the usual very nice Black Series artwork. The box is obviously a bit bigger because it is a deluxe figure. And on the back we get a bit of a blurb for the Heavy Infantry Mandalorian. A brawny warrior encased in the strongest Beskar armor. The mysterious Heavy Infantry Mandalorian is part of a secret enclave of his people. A born survivor, he guards a precious armory and helps to keep the flames of Mandalorian heritage flickering in this time of galactic chaos. So there you go. And if you've seen the series, you'll know that's kind of about it. That's all we really know of him at this stage. So let's get him out of the packet and take a look at the actual figure. And here he is out of the box, just as you would get him. He does come with his jetpack and heavy gun separate. And all you need to do with this is it plugs into his back, and you want to give it a very good squeeze. And this simply plugs into the back of his forearm armor flamethrower thing. And the actual machine gun can be stored on the side of the jetpack. And if you're a Transformers collector, you know that weapon storage is a thing. And I actually quite like that because it stops things getting loose, and you can have different options for posing him or whatever you intend to do. But he's a chunky guy. Let's just bring in the normal Mandalorian. Now my Mandalorian's kind of in a bit of a pose at the moment, but if I at least stand him up and try and get him to stand, you can see that there's quite the size difference. He's obviously wider, he's noticeably taller, and basically he's just a big, brawny Mandalorian. And everyone loves a good, big, brawny Mandalorian, and now we have one in 6-inch plastic form. We can also bring in Cara Dune, however you want to pronounce it, and her gun keeps falling off her shoulder. And that kind of gives you an idea of scale-wise where he fits in. I do like, let's just get rid of you because I'm just going to knock you over in a second. I do like the colouring. I like some of the battle damage that's on his armour. I'm not that big a fan of battle damage normally because it kind of stands out and looks a bit fake. But I think this works quite well. I'd like to see if anyone does a nice kind of custom with a bit of a black wash. I think that would look really, really good on this figure. The back you have your jetpack, very kind of Boba Fettish, although he doesn't have the missile, and it's yellow. Okay, so it's nothing Boba Fettish, but you get my point. And he does have his little thingy on his helmet. The helmet sculpt is quite nice. I do like it. The blue inserts on the cheeks, I'm going to have to go back and look at the actual show again. I didn't remember them being so kind of stand-outy. But he's got all his belt and all his gear, and he's got a really nice presence about him, and I really like that. Now, the main way people seem to pose him with his gun is you just simply bring this round, and the ammo belt is on a swivel, which is nice. And you can simply bring this and put it into his hand on this way and kind of bring it up and twist his wrist. And this hand here can simply, this rotates out, and you can do that. And now you've got your Mandalorian ready for some action. And that's really cool. So, all in all, I think this is a fantastic figure. Yes, he is more expensive than the normal Black Series. These in Australia are usually about $40 each. This guy is 60, but if you're a fan of The Mandalorian, and in my opinion you should be, he is well worth the expense to add to your collection, or if you just simply like the Mandalorian design, you could sit him quite well with your Mandalorian and maybe your Boba Fett if you have one, and I think it kind of completes this quite well. I am looking forward to trying to get my hands on an IG-11. Unfortunately, distribution on him in Australia seems to be a little MIA, but we'll see how we go. So, thanks for this quick look, and if you like it, subscribe, like, all that kind of stuff, and I'll see you in the next one.